Hi everybody, this is Kikapi again, and today in this video I'm going to try my best and give you 5 tips on how you can increase your earning in the Solana chain of STEPN. And as you can see here in the screen, that this is the 1 month graph of how the SGST has been performing so far. And I know that there's a lot of you already worried every single day as to how you can still survive and increase your profit. But before we proceed, I hope guys don't forget to subscribe, and if you will like this video, please hit that like button as well and share also to others so that they will have an idea on what to do, especially at this very trying time in terms of the token prices in the Solana chain. But in saying that, if you're into the Binance Smart Chain, I still suggest that you also check this video out because some of the tips that I'll be giving can also be used in the Binance Smart Chain. So I think the very first thing that we need to understand is why does the Solana GST keeps on diving down, and it's very important for us to understand so that we can determine if what are those that is out of our control and which are within our control when we do something about it. So number one is obviously the bear market. And when we say bear market, this is in crypto in general. And there's a lot of external news, external happenings, news from outside crypto that's also driving the market down, including, of course, Bitcoin and other crypto as well. So with that, again, it's out of our control. Number two is the announcement last month during May that the China government is not allowing STEPN anymore to run in their country. And as a result, we all knew by now that a lot of shoes needs to be sold at a very low price, driving the um, shoe prices down. And consequently, also, there's a lot of selling of the GST being farmed. And with that, we know that also there's a lot of sellers than buyers of GST. So we should know by now that if there are more selling in terms of the token, then what will happen is the price go down. And another thing is um, there's more sellers than those who are reusing the GST in the game or not burning. And it includes less minting as well. We know that minting is the biggest use case of GST in terms of burning. So plus there's a scroll also added in the element. And I think the reason for this is since there's still a lot of shoes being sold due to the China ban, then I think the developers think that it's not good to have more people minting at this point in time, but we do know that in the future it will not be forever like that. Once there would be more demand for shoes and minting, then possibly they can put more scrolls in the market. And I think, again, I don't want to dwell with this too much, listed in external exchanges, but a lot of people don't know and do not understand how this severely affects the price of GST token. Because when you list a token in external exchanges, like for example, Binance, a lot of external traders, including whales, can just, short the token, meaning to say they can buy it, and if the price will go down, the more they profit. That's why they try to sell or do a selling trade of the token instead of buying it. So especially if it's a leverage trading, it will really bad and it will negatively affect the token price. So again, I don't wanna discuss more about it because I don't want to give ideas to other peoples that you can indeed short the GST token outside the STEPN app. So now I hope you have now understand why GST keeps going down. But the good news is I have figured out 5 ways that you can somehow think, and also don't forget that these are only my idea. If you think it's not right or not suited for you, then do it. Second, you still need to analyze what are they, if it really helps for you, if it suited for your strategy. And this is a combination of short-term and long-term strategy. So let's go to the number one tip. Swap the SGST or Solana GST to GMT. Why? As you know, let me see if I had, let's see the GMT price. So basically, this is a 7-day graph of the GMT. As you can see, it's purely green at most part, meaning to say the price of GMT has been constantly rising. And maybe you're wondering why, because as of the moment, we're not farming it yet, meaning to say we're not yet getting GMT by walking. So there's no way that people will be selling it. In fact, it's the other way around. All of the use cases are being slowly introduced so that GMT will disappear in the system, meaning to say there's more demand in terms of using the GMT. And if there's more demand, it means more people needs it. And what happens to the price? It goes up, right? So here, as of the time of the recording, I saw that GST is 0.18 and GMT is 0.81. Very bizarre number, right? 18 and 81. And I made a sample calculation. Let's say, for example, your net earning after repairing your shoes in one day, just for example, you earn 20 GST. So what you do is instead of converting it or cashing it out to USDC and then put it in other exchange so you can cash it out, what you can do is convert it to GMT. So if we multiply 20 by 18 and we divide by 81, we will get a 4.44 GMT or equivalent to $3.6. With this, you can just use the app to do the conversion if you just want to see the figures, or obviously if you have a calculator, you can also do it manually. Then let's assume that after a few days, from $81.81, it becomes $0.9. So now, if you multiply your 4.44 GMT into zero point 0.9, your previous 3.6 GST is now worth 3.99. So I hope you're getting the idea here, guys, that we are leveraging to the increasing um, direction of GMT to ride on the increasing amount of GMT. And as I put it here, you can also do the same with Solana. So you check Solana in say coin market cap, and you check the how it grows over time or per day. And if you think it's growing more than GMT, then you might as well swap your same process, swap your GST to Solana instead of GMT. So it's up to you. I'm leaving it to you now to check the growth rate or increase rate of the Solana token versus the GMT token. There's just one thing that I need to mention it here. This is assuming that GMT will keep going up. And as I've mentioned earlier, there's no farming yet of GMT, so I can't see it that it will go drastically down in the near future. But again, there might be external factor again that might affect this, which we don't know. So I guess that's the risk that I want to tell you, that I cannot assure that GMT will just keep going up. I'm just assuming my basing my assumption on GMT use cases being introduced almost every update. So if you go back to the STEPN white paper, there's still a few more GMT cases that is not yet activated. And obviously, as they activate more GMT use cases, it means more uh, demand for the GMT. And I'm just assuming it will just keep going up slowly. Okay, so that's the number one tip. Number two, aim for scrolls and gems. So as of the time of this recording, I went to the Solana network. Uncommon scroll is sitting at 7 GMT. That's equivalent to $5.67. Common scroll, 10.5 GMT. That's equivalent to $8.5. Now, I made a video in the past about why common scroll is more expensive than uncommon scroll. So if you check my YouTube channel and you want to know, I think the title of that video is called, let me just quickly check because I think it's been recorded a long time ago. See this one, why common minting scrolls are more expensive than uncommon scrolls. So if you want to know why, please check that video out. Okay. Now, for the gems, if you hit a luck or efficiency gems, for sure you will have an extra profit. But if you hit resilience and comfort, you will lose a bit. So for 1 luck, floor price is 0.184 Solana, which is equivalent to $7. If you get an level 1 efficiency gem, that will be 0.160 Solana and cost $6.15. And as you get more higher level gems, you will earn more. If you say L2, you can check from the marketplace. L3, the higher the level of gems, the more profit that you have. But in saying this, if you want, obviously you should know by now that scroll and gems can only be taken from mystery boxes. Now, if you want to know how to get mystery box, I have videos again that you can check how to get STEPN mystery box. So that will give you an idea of how to get them. It's a long discussion, so I highly suggest you check that out. Also, I had previous videos before about gems and sockets. If you want to know how to boost your earning capacity using inserting gems into your sockets, then search for them as well. So you also have an option to upgrade those level 1 gems that you get from mystery boxes to increase your GST earning when you insert efficiency gems, or it could either be luck or resilience. But take note, guys, that when you upgrade gems from level 1 to level 2, there are failure rate and success rate. So just be aware that there's a risk that it may fail and you will lose your 3 gems and GST. But then again, I really find this very profitable at the moment, especially if you're in the Binance Smart Chain. That's the reason why I'm also severely affected when they already removed the energy sharing. But since I still have 9 energy in the Solana, I will concentrate on mystery boxes, scrolls, and gems, because I know that the profit there is better than just grinding GST. So in saying that, you may want to review your strategy and check if you can switch to chasing mystery boxes. Let's go to tip number 3. This tip number 3 is for long term, guys. It's not short term, unlike the gems and the swapping. That's short term, you can do straight away. But this one is for long term, mainly because there's no date yet. When will they open the GMT earning? So what we can do for now is use your GST to level up your shoes slowly to level 30, because like what I'm doing every day, I level up my shoes so that by the time that they announce it, we don't know when, my shoes is ready. But in saying that, do not assign yet the points to the comfort, because you cannot still use it. Second, you don't want to pay extra GST or GMT in the future or sorry, you can use it in your efficiency or luck while using the shoes. But in saying that, you need to understand that if you all put your points in your efficiency or luck, you may end up paying extra GST and GMT in the future to move it to the comfort attributes. Number 4, you may profit in the future by selling your level 30 shoes. I'm pretty sure when the time comes, a lot of people hasn't reached that level 30 yet. So what will people do? It's either they will rush and buy a lot of GST, or sorry, they will rush and they will just want to buy level 30 shoes. So that will be your time to make a profit by selling your Solana shoes at a higher price as you compare if you sell it now. And this is also good because there will be less selling pressure to the GST if we keep burning and reusing those GST instead of selling it out directly. It will help to somehow elevate the price of GST. Number 4, you can hold the GST so that during the time that they announce that GMT earning is already open, some people may FOMO. So what will they do? They will just keep buying a lot of GST so they can level up every single day, or they will just buy shoes straight away. So as we know, if there are announcements like that, people will either FOMO or rush. So you can take advantage when they are buying GST. For sure, GST will shoot up. And if you hold some GST, that's the time you might profit. So what I'm trying to say here is if it's GST is 0.18 at the moment, I'm pretty sure the GST will go up. I don't know how high will that be, but due to the FOMO and rushing of people during that time, you may have an opportunity to sell your GST at a better price. So again, this is for long-term strategy. Fourth tip, future shoes rental. So as we know, same with future GMT earning, we don't know yet when. They hadn't released any date. Number 2, they hadn't really made or announced specific rules. As you can see on the white paper, there's only a few things that they mentioned here, like you can rent for 24 hours, there will be renter's credit, etc., etc. So for the shoe owner, not much information yet. We don't know if they will require some leveling of those shoes and how much you need to burn before you can list it out. So just be aware that there's no rules yet. But I think this will be a good passive income for everyone. When we just rent our shoes, we don't need to walk, run for ourselves, and we can concentrate probably on our own shoes in one phone. And yeah, again, this is a future long-term uh, thing that you can still think while you are in the Solana chain. Last but not the least, I think I've mentioned this in my previous videos in the past. You can ask your family and friends to use your shoes. Can you imagine if you have 2 shoes, for example, instead of using just 2 energy, if you can have an extra friend to use your 1 shoe, then you can have 4 energy. Now, for example, you have 3 shoes. You ask 2 families to help you. You will have 2 energy each. You can have 6 energy in total instead of 4. How if you have 9 shoes in Solana? So maybe you if you have 8 other friends, you use 1 each. That will be total of 18. Or you can use 3. So you will have 4 shoes, and the remaining 6 will have. It depends how many shoes they want to use. They might have 2 each, or you can break into 3. So I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say here, guys, that it maybe this is time for you to reach out to your close friends and family to try the system out. Who knows, they may enjoy it and they might eventually buy shoes, and who knows, you can fool them around and sell your shoes to them. It's just a joke, but it can happen. And one thing to note is if you are going to do this, one thing I can suggest is you set up the email and control of the accounts. The only thing here is, since there's a 2FA each time they walk, or uh the good thing with controlling the accounts is they cannot just mess around and transfer shoes or transfer tokens. That 2FA is always needed, or they cannot just pass it on to another user because they need your email verification. So it's good if you can control those accounts. Number 2 is, there might be a risk that they may not be consistently doing this the way you do it, because if you're not paying them to do this, then so what's this incentive, right? So my suggestion is, you can either give them a small share profit while helping you out, while we're waiting for the STEPN economy to bloom again. So it's just a temporary. I suggest you give them a bit. And another thing is, you only do this with trusted people. You don't want to kill someone because they stole your shoes, or I don't know, they mess up your wallet or they got scammed. So only do this, guys, with your family and trusted friends. Okay, so we're going towards the end. All I can say, guys, is be patient, review, and adjust your strategy. Why? Again, this is most of the strategies is not short term. Some of them are long term. So all we can do now is just keep continuing with what we're doing, exercising, and again, review your strategy to suit. I've given you 5 tips. If you need to rewatch again to understand, please do so. Even me, I had adjusted my strategy because I'm severely affected with the changes, and I already discussed that in the previous video, so you can check that out. Now let's finish our video with our usual comment of the day, or COTD. This is from Les Batayan. She said, he or she said, question, is there a way for us to check data for all burnt shoes? Like a wallet address maybe? I'm not aware that there's a official site for this. Other peoples are also asking, is there a site we can check the amount of shoes being minted or being sold or being synthesized? Even the luck and energy, luck and mystery boxes, they are all individual, independent users who try to get data from other users as well. But from STEPN, I don't think there's an official site for this. I guess this is one of the questions I will be asking Barndog as well with the Melbourne live event. So I will let you know if I can get some answers. But all I know is there's no official STEPN site where we can see those figure. Thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to comment below what you think of these tips that I just given you. Is it something helpful to you? Is it applicable to you? Will you going to do some of them? And also, please share this to your friends as well who are into STEPN, so they will have an idea of how to do it, especially if they are in the Solana network. And if you like it, guys, please do hit that like button. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, let's go and walk.